Alpha animals, the great white shark, the ocean's most misunderstood anxiety machine. All right, you're here. Good, because today we're talking about the great white shark. And before you roll your eyes thinking, oh great, another Jaws lecture, stop. Stop right there. We're not doing that. We're doing something way worse. We're going to completely ruin everything you thought you knew about the ocean's most famous murder fish. And yes, I can hear you already, but they do murder people. Do they though? Do they really? Or are you just bad at being a seal? We'll get to that. Buckle up. So let's start with what you think you know. Great white shark, apex predator, cold-blooded killer, the ocean's serial killer. Basically, the Zodiac killer, but wet. Wrong. Wrong on almost every level. First of all, they're not even cold-blooded. Yeah, plot twist 5 seconds in. Great whites are regionally endothermic, which is science speak for they can keep parts of their body warm like you do when you're trying to justify not getting out of bed. They can heat their muscles, their eyes, their brain. They're like the heated seats of the shark world. Premium package. While other sharks are out there being basic room temperature fish, great whites are maintaining a core temperature up to 14 degrees Celsius warmer than the water around them. Why? Because being an apex predator is expensive calorie-wise. It's like being a crypto bro for fish, except the great white actually has something to show for it. And here's where it gets interesting. And by interesting, I mean makes you question everything. That warm-bloodedness, it makes them slower to react than cold-blooded sharks in warm water. Yeah, the most feared predator in the ocean has the reaction time of me trying to answer a phone call from an unknown number. Okay, let's talk about what you're really here for. The violence, the attacks, the summer blockbuster energy. Here's a number for you, 5. F-I-V-E. That's the average number of fatal shark attacks globally per year. For context, vending machines kill 13 people annually. Vending machines. You're statistically more likely to die from a rogue Snickers than a great white shark. Cows, 22 deaths per year. Dogs, 25. Hippos, 500. 500. But sure, ban the shark from the beach while Mudana over there is plotting your demise. But what about all those attacks, you ask, nervously Googling shark attack statistics while sitting in a landlocked state? Here's the thing, and I'm going to be real with you for a second, which is dangerous for both of us. Most great white attacks are cases of mistaken identity. You know how you've accidentally liked your ex's Instagram post from 3 years ago? It's like that, but with teeth. Great whites hunt seals. You, on your little surfboard doing your little paddle thing, from below, you look exactly like a seal. The silhouette is identical, so the shark comes up, does a test bite, which is their version of, hey, are you food? Realizes you taste like wetsuit and regret, and leaves. The problem is their test bite involves teeth the size of your finger and jaw pressure of 4,000 psi. For reference, a human bite is about 160 psi. So yeah, even their "my bad, wrong number" text can take your leg off. Let's talk about why these things are actual nightmare fuel from an engineering perspective. Their sense of smell is so good they can detect 1 drop of blood in 25 million drops of water. That's the equivalent of detecting a single grain of sugar in an Olympic swimming pool. Imagine having a superpower that's literally just being really good at smelling blood. That's serial killer origin story material. They have electroreception. Electroreception. They can sense the electrical fields produced by living creatures. Every time your heart beats, every time your muscles move, you're basically broadcasting your location like a Wi-Fi hotspot, and great whites are walking around with free Wi-Fi detectors in their faces. Those black doll eyes? Another myth destroyed. They have exceptional vision even out of water. They can see color. They can see in low light. They're basically wearing night vision goggles 24/7. Meanwhile, you can't even find your phone when it's in your hand. Oh, and their teeth? Not permanently attached. They're on a conveyor belt system. They have multiple rows, and when one tooth falls out, another rolls forward like the world's most horrifying Pez dispenser. A single great white can go through 30,000 teeth in their lifetime. 30,000! The tooth fairy would need to file for bankruptcy. But here's where we need to get real for a second, and I mean this sincerely, which is weird for me. Great white sharks are actually kind of struggling. Yeah, the apex predator is having an existential crisis, and it's our fault. They're classified as vulnerable. Their population is declining. Why? Because we kill about 100 million sharks a year globally, for shark fin soup, for sport, as fishing bycatch, or sometimes just because we're scared. Do the math. They kill 5 of us a year, we kill 100 million of them. That's not even rivalry. That's not even a fair fight. That's us showing up to a knife fight with a nuclear submarine. And here's the kicker. When you remove apex predators from an ecosystem, the whole thing collapses like a Jenga tower made of fish. Great whites keep seal populations in check. Without them, seals explode in number, fish populations crash, and suddenly the entire food web is doing the Harlem Shake, and not the fun 2013 version. So what makes them alpha? It's not the killing. Plenty of things kill. Your house cat kills for fun, true psychopathic behavior. It's the efficiency. Great whites are basically the Navy SEALs of the ocean. Every single thing about them is optimized for being a predator. Their torpedo-shaped body cuts through water with minimal resistance. Their tail generates massive propulsion. They can breach completely out of the water when hunting seals. We're talking 2 tons of shark going full Superman for a split second. Imagine a school bus jumping out of the ocean. That's the energy. They can swim at 35 miles per hour in short bursts. For reference, Michael Phelps tops out at 6 miles per hour. The shark would lap him, check his phone, grab a coffee, and lap him again. And they're smart. Actually smart. They have problem-solving abilities. They remember locations. They plan. There are documented cases of great whites working together to hunt. Working together, like a heist movie, but everyone's a shark. They're basically if you gave a genius-level IQ to a torpedo and then gave that torpedo anxiety and also it really likes seals. Look, I'm going to level with you, because we're this far into the episode, and honestly, if you're still here, we're basically friends now. The reason we're terrified of sharks isn't rational, it's primal. It's because they represent the one place on Earth where we're not at the top of the food chain anymore. On land, we're untouchable. We've got guns, cars, Uber Eats. In the ocean, you're just meat in a wetsuit, and we hate that. We hate not being in control. We hate reminding ourselves that we're soft, slow, and smell like a snack. But here's what's wild. Great whites don't even want to eat you. You're not fatty enough. Seals have blubber, which is high in calories. You're like the sad desk salad of the ocean. All effort, no reward. Most sharks that bite humans never come back for a second bite, because after that first chomp, they're thinking, this is disgusting. What is this? Is this diet seal? I want my money back. So, what's the takeaway? What's the lesson from our apex anxiety machine? Being alpha isn't about being the scariest. It's about being perfectly adapted to your environment that you don't even need to try. Great whites have been around for 16 million years, basically unchanged. They found their niche and said, yeah, this works, and just kept going. Meanwhile, humans have been around like 300,000 years, and we are already speedrunning our own extinction with microplastics and climate change. The great white shark is out there living its best life, keeping ecosystems balanced, being an evolutionary masterpiece, and occasionally mistaking a surfer for lunch. That's peak efficiency. That's alpha energy. But the real alpha move is understanding that you don't need to kill something to respect it. You don't need to fear something to acknowledge it's powerful. Great white sharks aren't coming for you. They're just trying to exist in an ocean we keep polluting, fishing empty, and generally ruining. So next time you're at the beach and someone starts humming the Jaws theme, maybe hit them with some facts. Tell them about the electroreception, the 30,000 teeth, the fact that vending machines are deadlier. Be the chaos agent that ruins Shark Week for everyone. You're welcome. This has been Alpha Animals. I've been your host, who now has an irrational fear of vending machines. If you enjoyed this existential crisis disguised as a nature documentary, you know what to do. Rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell that seal that's been looking at you weird.